Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to a week of very different lessons. So we are going to be talking about Unit 2 for iReady Math. Now in Unit 2, we've talked about place value, understanding hundreds, tens, and ones. We've talked about showing three-digit numbers in different ways. We've talked about writing three-digit numbers, comparing three-digit numbers, adding and subtracting three-digit numbers. So we are going to be using what we know about Unit 2 with three-digit numbers and adding and subtracting three-digit numbers to solve problems. So we are going to be on page 143, 144, and 145 in our instruction book. We're going to use what we've learned for a really long time to solve some problems. So go ahead and pause the video to get open to page 143 and 144. All right, so we are on page 100. We're going to start with 144. So it says there are many ways to solve problems. Think about how you might solve the cookie order problem in a different way. So here is our scenario. Cookie order. Sweet Tea is in the Bake Star's kitchen. He takes notes about a cookie order. The cookie order is make between 400 and 500 cookies. Make chocolate chip, peanut butter, and oatmeal cookies. Make the same number of each kind of cookie. How many of each kind of cookie should the Bake Stars make? Show why your numbers work. All right, so let's go back and read that. Circle important numbers and underline keywords. Here we go. Sweet Tea is in the Bake Star's kitchen. He takes notes about a cookie order. The cookie order is to make between 400 and 500 cookies. We need to make chocolate chip, peanut butter, and oatmeal cookies. And we need to know that we need to make the same number of each kind. All right, so we're going to pause for a second, and we're going to look at page 143 now. So we know there are three kinds of cookies: chocolate chip, peanut butter, and oatmeal. And we know that we need to make between 400 and 500 cookies. So we have three types of cookies, but we need to have as the same number of each kind. So look at page 143, and here is Sweet Tea. He says, "Hi, I'm Sweet Tea. Here's how I solved this problem. Using 100 makes too few cookies. Using 200 makes too many cookies." So look at what he did. He said there are three numbers that have a sum between 400 and 500. So if he tried to make 100 of each cookie, that would be 100 plus 200 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. 100 chocolate chip, 100 peanut butter, 100 oatmeal. That would be too few. We need to make between 400 and 500 cookies. If we tried to do 200 of each, we would have too many. 200 plus 200 plus 200 would be 600. So we need to find a number for each cookie that we can use to get between 400 and 500. So Sweet Tea says that 150 is between 100 and 200. So Sweet Tea drew 300s, and then he added 50 for each type. So 150 chocolate chip, 150 peanut butter, and 150 oatmeal. If he adds that all together, he would have 300 plus 100 plus 50. 450 is between 400 and 500. So Sweet Tea's solution is to have 150 cookies of each type. All right, so let's think about how Sweet Tea solved this. So it says, look at the numbers for each kind of cookie in the sample answer. Could you use numbers greater than these or less than these? Explain. So sweet tea, he had 150 for chocolate chip, 150 for peanut butter, and 150 for oatmeal. Altogether, he had 450. So let's think, if we added more, if we had more cookies for each type, more than 150, how could we have more than 100? How could we have enough to where we don't go over 500? What do you think? Could I add more tens? Could I add more tens or more ones for each type to get closer to 500? What do you think? So looking at these numbers, if I added some ones, so let's say I wanted to try, let's try 160. If I tried 160, I'd have 100, 6 tens, 100, 6 tens, 100, 6 tens. So we would have 300. And I know that I have 100 in here. So 5 tens plus 5 tens is 100. So I have 300 plus 100 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So I could add more to each kind of cookie. If I have 160 of each kind, I would have a total of 380. Could I still have more though? I still need 20 to get, oh, I'm sorry, friends. We're at 480. I think I could still add some more. So I want you to think, could we use numbers that are greater than 150 or less than 150? We could use numbers that are greater. And I showed that in the problem right here. So we could use numbers that are greater than 150. So why can we use numbers that are greater than 150? Because we can add more tens and ones to each type to get closer to 500. So we're going to move down. So Miss Mason's going to move her screen down. We're going to be on page 145 now. Okay, so we talked about how we can use more tens and maybe some more ones to solve this problem. So we can find a different solution for the cookie order problem. So we're going to show all of our work. So here's what I need you to do, Smarties. I need you to get a piece of paper, okay? Pause the video and go get a piece of paper, or you can use a whiteboard and marker for this next part. All right, so we have some problem solving tips. It says that we can use models to solve this problem. It says you may want to use the problem solving tips to get started. So we can use models. So let's draw a model. And we're going to have hundreds, tens, and ones. All right. And we know that we're going to have chocolate chip, so CC for chocolate chip, peanut butter, PB, and I have to add one more, Smarties, and oatmeal. All right, so I have 3 types of cookies. We decided that 150 for each type was too small. Let's play around with some numbers. So Miss Mason suggested 160. So 160 for each type, 100, 6 tens, 0 ones. 100, 6 tens, 0 ones. 100, 6 tens, 0 ones. So if I put all of these together, I would have 300 plus 6 plus 6 is 12, and 12 plus 6 is 18. So 18 tens. Think about it. 18 tens is going to have 100 in it, right? So 100 plus 80. So that would be 480. Let's see if I can add some ones. Let's see what happens when I add some ones. Okay, so I'm going to keep my 100, my 6 tens, but now I'm going to add some ones to see what happens. I'm going to start by adding 5. Maybe 5 will be too big. What do you think? Could I add 5 ones to each type? Let's try it. That's all we can do is just try, right? So I'm going to add 5 ones to each type of cookie. So now I am suggesting that I could have 165 chocolate chip, peanut butter, and oatmeal, 165 of each type. If I put my ones together, 5, 10, 15 ones, so 1, 10, and 5 ones. So 300 plus 100 would be 400. 80 plus 10 would be 90. Plus 5 more, that would be 495. I can still add 5 more cookies. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to add all 5 more cookies to get to 500, but could I add some more ones? How many more ones could I add? What do you think? So 165, that gets us to 495. What if I add more ones? So what could I try differently in the ones place this time? What do you think? What do you think? 165, that got us to 495 of each type, which is pretty good. But let's think about it. 165. I need 5 more ones to get to 500, but I only have 3 types. Could I still try to add more ones? Yeah. So what is 1 more than 5 ones? 6 ones. So let's try 6 ones. 166 for chocolate chip, 166 for peanut butter, and 166 for oatmeal. All right, so 300 plus we still have 18 tens, which is 100, 8 tens, and 18 ones. So that would be 110 and 8 ones. So 6 plus 6 is 12, and 12 plus 6 is 18. So if we put that together, 400 plus 90 plus 8. Now, 498, I could still add 2 ones to get to 500, but what do we need to have for each type? We need to have the same number. All right, so I want you to think, how did we solve this problem? What did we use to solve this problem? We had to find the same number for each type. We had to compare. We had to find numbers that were greater than what Sweet Tea used. So think about how we used what we know to find this problem. All right, Smarties, do not forget to send me a picture of your thinking in Seesaw. I will see you tomorrow with another way to use what we know to solve problems with 3-digit numbers. Happy learning, Smarties.